to overspend just because the money's there. I've got a little bit in the bank, not much, a couple $1,000s. I can't sit and be all giddy and happy and say, oh, I can go out and buy a new couch now because I've got a couple $1,000s in there and they're on sale down there. No, I'd still go to Goodwill and buy it. I have to live on a budget, and everybody else should be living on a budget, or our country wouldn't be in the kind of trouble it's in. It's because everybody wants to go out and spend money just because it's sitting there. That's for emergencies. If there's a catastrophe in our town and we need the money, there it is, ready for an emergency. Not so we can just go and spend just because we got it there. And I just am very sad that that's what these boards think, that because we got a little extra money in the bank somewhere, that's okay to just keep delving into it.
But we don't have a pool in our budget. Why are you hollering?
Because there's already been about $50,000 spent on some plans for the pool, and I've seen the pictures of the plans, and now they're going to spend another $250,000 to make the actual blueprints for a pool that nobody wants. You haven't brought it up for a vote before the citizens to see if they want an aquatic center. It's not a pool. It's
twice
an aquatic
it's come back
center.
in the water bill. They want a pool.
They want a pool, not an aquatic center. And if you ask people today and go take a written poll today, most people would say, man, I'd rather have my house than a pool. Lower my taxes so I can keep my house. Rather than have a pool, I'd rather have my house any day than higher taxes so I can't even keep my house. And I don't have an expensive house. I have a cheap 50-something-year-old house. I'd rather keep that than have a pool. And everybody on my street that's losing their house would say, you go to all the people that are losing their house and say, well, would you rather have a pool, or would you rather have us lower your taxes so you can keep your house?
We have nothing to do with taxes.
I know you don't, but I'm just saying, if you put the pool in and it runs over budget, which they've already told you it will, it's already been made clear that it will go over budget every single year, even though it's only running for 3 months.
Who told us that?
It's already been said. I watched your tapes of your meetings, and it was brought up in one of the meetings. That lady stood up right there and said, Mr. So-and-so said that it was going to run over $175,000. It was going to cost the city over budget every year. It's going to cost
Let's don't use city. Let's use EDC.
It was going to cost the EDC that much every year. And how are we going to pay for it? Well, we can always raise taxes. Well, who wants to raise taxes and lose their house?
I haven't heard that.
But the property taxes and EDC taxes are something
No,
different.
but it's already been suggested that the city needs to start taking up some of the payment of what the parks and recreation is costing the EDC so they can do their little things that they want to do with their money.
I don't know where you're hearing this.
I heard that, or I watched it on tape on the internet. Watched it. And it was said, well, we can always I think it's the city's responsibility to start taking up some payments now and helping out with the payment of the people that are working in the park so that we can do our things that we want to do in our budget. Well, don't do that. Live within your means. I have to. Most everybody else does. Or else they're really hurting right now and starting to lose things like their homes and their cars. And I'd rather keep my home, keep my taxes down than have a pool. And I know there's a lot of people I've talked to that would rather have their home, rather be able to buy a home in White Settlement than have to lose their home and come and rent one. So that's what I feel about it. It's not right. Y'all have to live in a budget. I do. Most people do.
Thank you.